You're 200 pounds, you shouldn't be in a Pilates class. There's no reason why they should allow 200-pound people in a level 2 class. There's something, or you shouldn't be allowed to be a Pilates instructor if you have a gut and you're fat.
It always starts in the car. That weird little conversational box where influencers forget that they are filming for an audience of millions of people. Monica Cruz, better known as Succulent Addict, pulled out her phone, turned on the front camera and recorded the digital equivalent of setting her career on fire with a scented candle. In just 7 seconds, she said, "If you're 200 pounds, you shouldn't be in a Pilates class." Then she added that fat people, her words not mine, shouldn't even be instructors if they have a gut.
Hello? Hello? Anybody home? Huh?
A gut is literally tummy.
You big dummy?
But anyways, this was not some sort of slip up. It wasn't taken out of context. It was very clear, it was confident, and most of all, it was so cruel. And social media reacted like it always does. It reacted with a mixture of outrage, stitches, and career-ending consequences. Within days, and I mean within days, her local Pilates studio banned her, she lost her job at a dental office, and her online presence just vanished like she hoped we would all forget. Spoiler alert, we didn't. But the fallout wasn't just about one woman's ego tripped in a parked car. This clip became a microcosm of everything that is wrong with the fitness world online. I'm talking about the toxic gatekeeping, the deep-rooted fat phobia, the belief that movement is a privilege reserved for the already thin. And behind all the outrage was a bigger question. How do we let Pilates, a practice that is originally meant for healing and inclusivity, become another tool for public shaming? It's become like this elite type of exercise that only the rich people, the skinny, and the people with the clean girl aesthetic can do, and the rest of us should go to the gym. This wasn't just a cancellation, it was an unmasking. And before we get into it, let me introduce myself. Hi guys, my name is Jewel. On this channel, I speak about whatever I want to speak about, whether they're trendy or not. I do deep dives, documentary, commentary, whatever rocks my boat, I give it out to you guys. So please like, share, subscribe to this content, share to your friends, and I hope you do enjoy. And that being said, let's get straight into this video. This wasn't just someone having a hot take online. Monica Cruz, aka Succulent Addict 8 on TikTok, she straight up looked into the camera and told millions of people that if you weigh over 200 pounds, you do not belong in a Pilates class.
You're 200 pounds, you shouldn't be in a Pilates class. There's no reason why they should allow 200-pound people in a level 2 class.
And if you have a gut, you should not even think of becoming an instructor.
There's something, or you shouldn't be allowed to be a Pilates instructor if you have a gut and you're fat.
She wasn't just expressing a personal preference, she was gatekeeping this movement itself. That kind of statement doesn't come from nowhere. It's rooted in a toxic belief that says that fitness is only for the already fit. But here is the plot twist that Monica clearly didn't Google before hitting that record button. Pilates was never meant to be exclusive. Joseph Pilates literally created it for injured soldiers during the World War I. Not influencers, not Lululemon ambassadors, not already toned 20-somethings. It was for wounded, bedridden people who needed low impact ways to move and to heal. So when Monica said certain body type don't belong in a Pilates class, she wasn't just being mean, she was rejecting the entire point of the practice. Pilates was supposed to be the bridge, not the barrier. There is actual research showing that when you stigmatize fat people in fitness spaces, you're making them sicker. Studies say that weight-based discrimination raises mortality risk by 60%. Not because people are fat, but because they are shamed out of accessing the spaces that could help them feel better in the first place. Weight stigma literally keeps people from going to the doctor, from moving their bodies, from showing up for themselves. And Monica She added fuel to that fire. She reinforced the idea that fitness spaces are only for thin people or people on their way to becoming thin. Never mind that 85% of plus-size people already feel shamed in everyday life, or that 1 in 4 plus-size gym goers don't feel welcome at their local gym. Her rant just confirmed their worst fears.
Why I think fat people shouldn't be in Pilates.
Succulent Addict made another video about why she thinks that fat people shouldn't be in Pilates class, explaining that if you are over 200 pounds or anywhere close, that Pilates is not going to help you anyway, that you're better off going to the gym and burning some of those pounds there because you're just going to be wasting your time in Pilates. I don't know what possessed her to come out and say this nasty, evil, like little conversation. Like, who is she having this with? I always thought that people that attended Pilates classes were like the richer people, the more affluent people that didn't need to go to just the regular gym and be amongst the peasants. That's the vibe that I'm getting. And she kind of proves that. I'm not saying anybody that goes to Pilates is like this, and what shocks me is that on her Twitter, she posted a comment in 2022, remember to be kind. And I think she forgot about that. It's been a few years, and I know social media is toxic, and that's might be what has been feeding it. She's been feeling kind of some type of pressure from social media to be mean, just like everybody else that you see. But it's just frankly sad to see that we're at this day and age where we feel comfortable saying this, like this is going to be edifying for the people, for anybody.
Now imagine seeing her video when you're finally building up the courage to try something like Pilates, basically a practice that could actually help you with pain, balance, or mobility. And suddenly, you're reminded that even here, you're not wanted. One of the most tone-deaf parts of Monica's video was her suggestion that over 200 pounds should just go to the gym instead. That means she doesn't understand how bodies work or how movement functions beyond aesthetic. Pilates is often more accessible than the gym. It's low impact, it's adaptable, it helps with injury recovery, and the classes, they are small enough that instructors can actually modify things for the different needs of people. A lot of people, especially those living with chronic pain, mobility issues, or anxiety, they find Pilates to be the only kind of movement that they can safely do. So, pushing people out of that space isn't just something that is rude, it's very irresponsible, and it shows a complete lack of understanding about fitness beyond just appearance.
If you're 200 pounds, you shouldn't be in a Pilates class. There's no reason why they should allow 200-pound people in a level 2 class. Or you shouldn't be allowed to be a Pilates instructor if you have a gut and you're fat.
Hi Queen, so this is actually giving major loser behaviour. And it sounds like you're someone who doesn't actually know the history, the origins, the core ethos behind Pilates. Time for a little history lesson. This is our king, Joseph Pilates, the founder of Pilates, and it was his mission to rehabilitate fallen soldiers during World War I. Started using hospital beds in their springs to create exercises for the injured, sick and disabled soldiers, which laid the foundation for the Pilates equipment you see today. Fun fact, Joseph Pilates was actually inspired by the intuitive stretching movements of cats, which I think is really inquisitive and cute of him. With that all being said, the core principles, ethos of Pilates is inclusivity and accessibility. Therefore, Pilates is a principle and a practice that anyone can do. And I'm not gonna lie, I find it really jarring that you think that you're eligible to police people's bodies when you have no credentials or care for the practice of Pilates, clearly. Anyone and everyone deserves the chance to exercise and to feel good about themselves. And I just know that poor Mr. Joseph Pilates would be turning in his grave right now if he's seen your pitiful, pathetic and harmful rhetoric. Pilates is a practice that is inclusive and welcomes everyone. And you know what, now I can't wait for my 7:15 class. Hope that helped.
At the end of the day, Monica's video wasn't just a bad option, it was a harmful misinformation that is wrapped in this confidence that she thinks she has. And unfortunately, that's the combo the internet actually eats up. The consequences Monica Cruz faced weren't just appropriate, they were inevitable. She filmed a fatphobic rant in her car, hit post, and then watched her life collapse like a folding chair at a cookout. She lost her job at a dental office, she got permanently banned from Club Pilates, and was publicly dragged across every social platform that allows stitches. Some people tried to argue the punishment was too harsh, but here is the thing. Monica Cruz wasn't just some random person venting into the void. She worked in healthcare. She was a paying member of a fitness studio. Both of those positions, they come with basic expectations. You don't openly discriminate against the very people that you're supposed to serve. Club Pilates responded immediately. They didn't just issue a vague note app apology. They did not monitor the situation like most of all these companies do. They banned her flat out. And their message was clear. Pilates is for everybody, not just the ones that Monica finds aesthetically pleasing.
Hi everyone, my name is Ashton. I'm the marketing manager for several Pilates studios in the community, including our amazing team at Quarry Market. I just wanted to take a moment to address a TikTok video that's recently been circulated. I'm not going to stitch it here. I think it's had enough attention. We don't need to address it any further. But in that video, harmful and disappointing comments were made, directed at Pilates members, instructors, and Pilates community as a whole. Because of our zero tolerance policy towards bullying, this person is no longer welcome in any of our studios. I also want to be absolutely clear that those views in that video do not reflect who we are. At our studios, we believe Pilates is for everybody. We wholeheartedly reject this kind of harmful behavior. Our mission, genuinely, is to create an inclusive, supportive, empowering space where all individuals, regardless of size, shape, age, gender, ability, feel welcome and celebrated just for being them, and this will never change. To our members, our instructors, and our greater Pilates community, we see you, we support you, we love you, we're proud to stand with you. Movement, should feel good. It should build you up and not tear you down. No one should be made to feel less than for showing up for their health and well-being. We're proud to have our diverse community and remain committed to providing a safe environment where everyone can thrive. And if you've ever felt like you don't belong in a fitness space, I promise you, you belong here. Let's continue to uplift one another because Pilates is for everybody. Thank you for being a part of our community as always. And if you have any questions or concerns, we're here. Feel free to reach out. Thank you guys.
Her employer, they followed suit because if you're a healthcare worker making public statements that promote body shaming, you're not just being an offensive person, you're also a liability. After the backlash, Monica Cruz did what most people do when the internet turns on them. She cried on camera. She posted this very tearful apology that she said that she was struggling with self-hate and she did not mean it like that.
Hey guys, I wanted to come on here and just formally apologize for my last few videos. They were nasty, and I think the reason why I posted them was because I think there are some insecurities in me and some self-hate or something, but my membership got revoked, and I was told not to go back to work, so it's I've learned that I can't let those things take over, because it's not okay and it's just not pretty and it's nasty. And I just feel really bad. I just feel really bad that I was just mentioned and it's just so toxic, and I'm just so sorry about that. That is, as you can see, that's not my content. That wasn't my content back then. And I don't know, I just feel really bad. And I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. I'm just, I think I just need to go to therapy. and I need to go to church, and I just need some like self-reflection, honestly, because that was just so nasty. But anyway, I just wanted to formally apologize and say I'm so sorry if I hurt your feelings. I just need to work on myself, and I can't let that self-hatred just like be reflected. So anyway, I hope y'all can forgive me and just get over that nasty post. I deleted it, obviously. Like, I don't think it's okay for it to be roaming around and spread negativity. And I'm just really ashamed and embarrassed of how the negativity just spread. So I'm really sorry, and I don't think I deserve a platform like this, honestly. So if you want to unfollow me, if you want to, I don't know. Anyway. Bye.
But let's be honest, that video wasn't about accountability at all. It was about damage control. She didn't name the harm. She didn't acknowledge the actual weight stigma. She reinforced it. She didn't say a single word about Pilates inclusive roots or commit to unlearning anything. She just centered herself, her feelings, her pain, and when people did not buy it, she deleted the video and she vanished from the internet. There's even a part where she says, "Can we all get over it?" And she was putting a lot of buts in her apology video. This is the classic story of sorry I got caught, not sorry I was wrong.
So apparently if you're over 200 pounds, you're not supposed to be doing Pilates anymore, just so you know, according to Monica Cruz. I didn't realize that reformers came with a weight limit, but I do think they should probably come with a personality test, because Monica Cruz was letting us know that fat phobia is alive and well straight from the break room of her dental office, where she was at a job that she's now been fired from. And she's been banned from Club Pilates. And she's been exposed for sleeping with a married man, which if she's single should be more of an issue with the man, but I digress. It's just so ironic that Pilates is like all about core strength, because the strength of your core argument was like really fucking bad, girl. Like, imagine you're sitting in your SUV and you're talking like you've only eaten hot glue and internalized misogyny since you were born. Literally disordered eating with a ring light. It's not good content creation, babe. Why are you feeling superior to anyone while you're wearing your Skims dupe? I don't understand. The best part was the apology video. Like, it was all coming from a place of self-hate. Yeah, like, the first stage of self-love is definitely bullying strangers online for their weight, 100%. And like gatekeeping stretching and shit. Like, are you kidding me? Anyways, sending you love and healing, Monica. I hope you find some peace and a new job, okay? And to anyone that is over 200 pounds and is doing Pilates, keep doing exactly what you're doing. You are not the problem. People like Monica are. Ew.
This might be a hot take for some people, but if you're 200 pounds, you shouldn't be in a Pilates class.
So this lady right here made a TikTok video telling people, you know, if you're over 200 pounds, you do not deserve to be in a Pilates class. TikTok did their thing. You know, it is what it is. Things happen. She lost her job and she lost her gym membership. And now she's boo-hooing with an apology. You know, she's all apologetic because she got caught. That right there is wild.
Hey guys, I wanted to come on here and just formally apologize for my last few videos. They were nasty.
But the real issue is what she said is the reason why people with weight issues feel like they can't win. If they decide to not work out and just stay home, well, they're considered lazy. And if they actually put in the effort and they put in the effort, they pay money, they show up and they work out, they're told they're too fat to be there to begin with. This was completely anti-growth. She's essentially telling people that if you're trying to better yourself, you don't deserve it because you're too overweight. And that right there is what makes this individual right here one of the uglier people I've encountered on TikTok. It's not the number on her scale when she weighs herself, but it's the weight of the hate that she carries for other people in her heart. And that's it.
If Monica had really wanted to take accountability, here's what she should have done. She should have named the harm that she caused, learned why the comments were rooted in bias, and maybe use her platform, what was left of it, to promote inclusive fitness spaces. But she did not do that. She dipped, and silence literally says everything. Let's be clear. Monica Cruz is not an outlier. She is a symptom of a system that is already sick. The fitness industry has deep discrimination problems baked into its foundation. Nearly half of fitness professionals say that they face gender-based bias. Over a quarter say that they've experienced racial discrimination. And the people who own these spaces, about 70% of them are men. Many of them are more interested in selling body transformations than actually creating safe spaces. Monica's rants didn't come out of nowhere. She was echoing everything that the fitness industry has already implied for so many years, that being fit means being thin and that certain bodies just do not belong. Her words, they were harmful, but the system she reflected is worse. Justice Joe Williams said it best. They said, the fitness industrial complex is built on capitalism, whiteness, and rigid body standards that reward thinness, masculinity, and aesthetic perfection. Monica wasn't just the face of that system for a few days. She did not invent it, but she did embody it perfectly. While Monica was crying in her car, real people were absorbing the impact of her words. People who already felt uncomfortable in fitness spaces now had proof that their fears were being justified. That even in a Pilates class, one of the few places where movement is supposed to be gentle and supportive, they might not be welcome. And the damage wasn't abstract. Research shows that exposure to weight stigma raises cortisol levels and increases the risk of binge eating, and it also leads to long-term health issues. So when Monica opened her mouth, it wasn't just offensive, it was physiologically harmful. People with ED, they are especially vulnerable. Gyms already have elevated rates of disordered eating. 6.8% of men and 14% of women in fitness settings, they show these symptoms. And these are just the reported cases. Imagine being in recovery and hearing someone say that your body doesn't belong in a class that is meant to heal you. For some people, that could be a trigger. It could be a setback. It could be a reason to stop showing up. And Monica's comments, they didn't just hurt potential students, they hurt instructors too, especially those working overtime to make their classes feel safe and inclusive. Due to her actions, studios, they had to go into damage control. They were issuing public statements, they were reassuring clients and undoing the harm that she tossed out in a TikTok. So no, Monica Cruz wasn't just dragged for a mistake. She said what she said and the internet responded accordingly. The real story isn't about her getting cancelled. It's about who she hurt in the process. Monica Cruz said something cruel on camera for views. What followed wasn't cancel culture run well. It was a natural response to someone using their platform to shame people who already deal with enough. The backlash wasn't surprising or excessive. It was a direct result of her own words. She worked in healthcare. She was part of a fitness community. Both roles, they require basic respect for others. And when you go online telling people that they do not deserve access to movement because of their weight, that respect goes out the window. Employers and communities, they responded the way that they should have. They protected the people that she targeted. Club Pilates made it clear. Pilates is for everybody. Her employer, they didn't stall or they did not even try to spin it. They cut ties with her, and that sent a message that matters more than any trending hashtag would. It said weight discrimination has consequences. It said you do not get to make people feel small and still keep your platform, your job, and your seat in the studio. The people hurt the most by Monica's comments were the ones already trying to overcome shame. People who had finally built up the courage to walk into a Pilates class. People in ED recovery. People living in larger bodies who just wanted to move without being stared at. Research shows that weight stigma causes real physical harm. It raises cortisol, like I said earlier, it fuels binge eating, and it increases the risk of long-term health problems. It pushes people out of the gyms and doctor's office, and it makes them feel like movement is something that they have to earn, not something that they do deserve. And while Monica's career took a hit, those people now have to wonder if every instructor feels the same way she does but won't say it out loud. She also set back instructors and studios who've been doing the hard work to make their classes more inclusive. They now have to undo the damage that she's caused, remind people that they are welcome, and rebuild trust that never should have been broken in the first place. It's perfectly okay to feel a little sorry for Monica Cruz as a human being. Watching your life unravel in public is brutal, but that sympathy doesn't erase what she said or what it meant. It doesn't undo the harm, and it shouldn't outweigh the need for accountability. This moment just forced the fitness world to look at itself, to ask who it's really for and who gets left out. It reminded everyone that words have weight, especially when you use them to shame people for theirs. Joseph Pilates didn't create his method to be exclusive. He built it for people who needed healing. Monica Cruz forgot that, but the people who stood up to her made sure that we remember it. And that being said, guys, that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end, kindly like, share, and subscribe if you care. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. Until next time, bye.
This might be a hot take for some people, but if you're 200 pounds, you shouldn't be in a Pilates class. There's no reason why they should allow 200-pound people in a level 2 class. Or you shouldn't be allowed to be a Pilates instructor if you have a gut and you're fat.
This woman was just fired from her job and kicked out of her gym after she made a video on TikTok saying this. Watch.
But if you're 200 pounds, you shouldn't be in a Pilates class. There's no reason why they should allow 200-pound people in a level 2 class. Or you shouldn't be allowed to be a Pilates instructor if you have a gut and you're fat.
So that woman made that video a few days ago thinking she really did something, playing with her necklace. She was all dressed up, saying sorry, not sorry, talking about people in her Pilates class. Well, her job and the Pilates facility that she was a member of both saw this video and not only fired her, but also revoked her membership. And she made an apology video that I'm going to play part of for you right here.
I think the reason why I posted them was because I think there are some insecurities in me and some self-hate or something. But my membership got revoked, and I was told not to go back to work.